Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello students, welcome to second PUC Business Studies online classes. Students, in the previous class we have studied about the advertising marketing mix element, that is promotion. Under that advertising we have studied, and we have gone through the meaning, special features of advertising, isn't it? Then we have come across the merits of advertising. What are the benefits of advertising? Now let us move on to the next part, that is demerits of advertising or limitations of advertising. Of course, advertising no doubt is very useful to the society, because any product that is invented should be made known to the public. That is possible only through the advertisement. Mostly the most available, that is a communication channel available, is that is advertising, isn't it? Nowadays WhatsApp and all these groups are there. You can send, and within a few days the message gets transmitted to most of the people. Facebook is there, isn't it? But still you cannot make representation of that is effective advertisement through those channels. And there are many, that is messages enters into your inbox. Rarely a few people will that is see the messages, isn't it? Most important messages they will see, and others they will just ignore. They will simply delete the messages. But here, when you put a painted display somewhere in there is in a corner of there is a city, or a place where many people gather for doing their purchases, isn't it, or sales. There, if you put a painted display, will have more effect on the prospects. People will see it. It creates a lasting impression, because the copy is drafted in such a way that it catches the attention just by seeing. Like you might have seen, isn't it? Hurry up, it will be at the top. By seeing that, you will see what is that? Hurry up. Then next there will be 50% discount. Definitely people will get tempted. That will be printed in bold letters, 50% discount. Then other literature will be there. That means the customer gets attention by just by seeing that it's 50% discount, isn't it? Or hurry up. All these words catches the attention of the people. Then people will read. After reading, they will come to know some information about the product, where it is available. Everything will be displayed later, so that the prospect will think. It creates a lasting impression in the mind of the customer, that's a prospect, and he will, most of the people, they get converted, isn't it? Because every day you are going in that street, every day you are seeing that painted display, then you will think like it's a poster or banner. You will see every day, creates a lasting impression. It happens in such a way that after some days you will get by-hearted with that poster, that literature in the poster. Am I correct? When you go to shop, then first you will see that that product is in front of that is the window display. Then again it catches your attention. Definitely you will ask for the price and all these things, the special features of that product. If you think it is okay, fine, good for me, then you will buy, isn't it? So that is how the advertising is. But still, though advertising is very good for the society, though it increases the cost, but still there are many, that is, advantages. Let us analyze. There are some dark points also, the dark side of advertisement also. They are less forceful. Advertising is less forceful, of course, because it is one-way communication, friends. It is not two-way communication, it is one-way communication. Because the painted display or the poster or banner, it remains there only. Or the printed, that is advertisement in the magazine or newspaper, it remains there only. You have to see that. First of all, you have to go there and then you have to see that. Am I correct? Can you ask any questions to the poster? No, not possible. There are some doubts now in your mind. After seeing the advertisement, there are some doubts. Can you ask any questions to the poster? No, because it is one-way communication. It is just informing, not clarifying the doubts. It will not clarify the doubts of the consumers. Am I correct? Yes. So, it is less forceful, but salesman, he will change his sales talk according to that is a type of customer. Customer comes with the objection, again he will have ready answer for that. Sometimes they will see the customers, they will read the customer's mind. Just by seeing the face of the customer, they will come to know almost 50% information they will get. What type of customer he or she is. And while they start talking, they will assess the customers. Then they will ask you, they will downsize your want. That is, do you want silk sarees or this saree, that saree, cotton sarees, isn't it? Then the lady will come out with a particular type of sarees. Then they will ask you whether you need work in that sarees or plain sarees. Again downsized, isn't it? And they will ask you the range. In which range you need? Below 500, 500 to 1000, 1000 to 2000, or any price for that matter, no problem. You want a very good saree, no matter about the price. They will categorize the customers. Then they will send them to the particular counters. They will say, go there, last but one counter, isn't it? The lady will reach there only, and whatever her desire to buy, that will be there in the shelf. And the salesman will greet the lady and he will start displaying showing all those sarees that are available in that shelf, and they will try to conclude a deal, isn't it? So that is what they will do. So salesman is like, he is a forceful one. He will not hold the collar and say, oh, you have to buy this, otherwise I will slap you. Whether the salesman can say that? No. But forceful in the sense, they will convert the mind of the customers by adjusting their sales talk. Sometimes they will say, sir, you have seen recently, seen the news, news channels in television. All the gents, they wear this color shirt nowadays. This is the latest trend. Then you will feel like, yes, I am like the anchor in the television, isn't it? And you will buy that. You may buy it. So like that, the salesman, they will adjust their sales talks. You just go to enter a textile shop. You just say, oh, this is a bit costlier. Then they will say, sir, there are some other materials which are in that is a low range, middle range, they will say. Then if you say this is a bit costly, then they will go for the last, that's the least range, cheapest range, isn't it? They will come to know that this person needs at a very low price. Quality doesn't matter, isn't it? So they will offer, tell them that, so see, these are available, you just pick from these. Or middle range, they will say, see, this is the best one. I think most of the customers, they prefer this one. Salesman will say. Immediately you change your decision. You just say, they are in middle range, but I need qualitative one. They will say, see sir, when you buy a branded one or qualitative one, it lasts for a longer period of time. See, immediately he has changed his tongue, isn't it? So this is what the salesman can do. So salesman can adjust his sales talk and he can conclude a deal, but advertising cannot. It is not forceful. The person who observes that may get some information. Person who is very busy, is not ready to see even the face of the passerby, then forget about the advertisement given by you. It is a waste. Am I correct? So it is less forceful. Second one is lack of feedback. Can you ask whether advertisement collects the feedback from the customers? Are you satisfied by seeing me? No, never. Never, isn't it? Not possible. It is one-way communication. It is just displayed one. It is not a human being. Advertisement, that's printed copy or poster or banner. It is not a human being. So, the manufacturer or the retailer or the wholesaler who gave the advertisement, he will not get any feedback. What is the effect? He may get the effect only after 1 or 2 months or 3 months or 6 months, because most of them will see the advertisement and they will rush to the shop, and sales may increase slowly, but he will not come to know exactly what is the reaction of this particular customer. Can you assess? No, never. But salesman, he will come to know immediately. Sometimes for 3 hours or 4 hours he will take, because the people, those who entered his counter, those who came to his counter, isn't it? They will disturb him a lot for 4 hours. Then they will say, I don't want this. Isn't it? If the salesman raises a question, why ma'am? Then they will say, I don't know why it is. Even they never know what is the reason for rejecting the product. They need a sari. They have money in their purse. Wasn't it? And they entered the shop to buy it. But after seeing everything, for one, that is a heap of, that is saris, they will say no work. The other one, they will say color is not pleasing. The other one, they will say color is there, color is good, work is good, but I think this is, the range is not good. I want it at bit lower rate, but the same sari, isn't it? The other may come out with the objection, discount. Can you give the discount 30%, 40%? Now, corona discount, isn't it? Yes. So, here, feedback will not be there, but salesman immediately will come to know. After 4 hours, the lady will go out of the counter and she will go out of the shop itself. Then it is concluded that your sales is not done, isn't it? Lady is not happy with the shop or the product or the person standing there. Maybe salesman sometimes, very rude. If you want to buy, buy. Otherwise, I will keep it inside. There are some salesmen, isn't it? I went somewhere, then went to a sweet shop, not here, in Maharashtra, Bhusawal. And some sweets were there, and I just wanted to smell it, because it is a fresh one or not. Immediately that person told, sir, don't do like this. We have to sell it to others. If you want to taste, ask me. I will give you a piece at free of cost. Then I felt ashamed and I bought 1 kg. Then he was cool. After, when I bought 1 kg, the shopkeeper was cool. And he told, see sir, this is the culture here. I think you are not from here. Then I agreed. I said, fine. Okay. So, that is how they get the feedback. Immediately they will get the feedback. The salesman, they will get the feedback immediately. But advertising, it is not possible to get the feedback immediately by that is the advertiser. Third one is inflexibility. That is not flexible. Can you change the advertisement by seeing the customer? The person who is reading the advertisement, someone watching the advertisement, he is not happy with the advertisement or some clauses or some contents. Immediately, can you change the contents and display once more to him? No, not possible. Because it is still one. Still, isn't it? You cannot change it. Once it is prepared and drafted and displayed somewhere, it will remain permanent there as permanent till you remove that advertisement from that place, isn't it? So inflexible. But salesman, as I already told you, he can adjust his sales talk according to the type of customers, according to the objections the customers raise, isn't it? According to the situation, according to the situation, he can adjust his sales talk. So this is another weakness of advertising. Next one is low effectiveness. We cannot judge the effectiveness of advertising. There is no effectiveness of advertising because even after seeing any good drafted copy of advertisement, the customer will have some sort of doubt which he will clarify from the salesman. So, advertising is just to push the customer to the shop, not to buy the product. Who has to make the customer to buy the product? That is the salesman who will be there at the counter in a live position, isn't it? And he will explain the unclarified doubts of the customer. Any question or queries that will be clarified only by the seller, that is salesman, not by the advertisement. Advertisement will give a lot of information, no doubt. The work of salesman will be downsized by the advertisement. Advertisement is a gateway to enter the shop, but not to make the customer to buy the product. For that, there should be salesman, isn't it? So that is low effectiveness. And one more thing is that you will not be in a position to know how many people you have spread your advertising message. How many people have accepted your advertisement? You will not come to know. And even if the poorly drafted copy, if it is there, then what happens? The customer, the prospect may not get attracted towards the advertisement. Ultimately, what happens? He will not buy the product. Do you think the expenses spent on the advertisement is a effective one? No. So there is low effectiveness compared to salesmanship. This is about these are the 4 weaknesses of advertisement. Now moving on to the next part, that is objections to advertising. See, though advertising is very good for the economy, very good for the people, very good for the salesman, very good for the seller or the marketer or the name you call it, producer or manufacturer, but still it is not free from objections. There are some objections. Some people come out with the argument that advertising is a waste, and there are some points under which they argue. Let us see what are the objections against advertising, objections to advertising, isn't it? So first one is objections to advertising. Objections to advertising. Adds to cost. First one is adds to cost, no doubt. See, when the effect of advertisement is not good, or when you have spent 1 crore rupees by by hiring the celebrities and you gave mass advertisement, isn't it? And you have paid almost 1 crore you have spent 1 crore, maybe 50 lakh to the celebrity itself, and then shooting and all those things. You have spent another 50 lakhs total. You have spent 1 crore on an advertisement. And after giving that advertisement through mass media, you have spread that advertisement through mass media, through different channels, magazines, posts, whatever the name you call, isn't it? Then your sales has increased to such an extent that you have earned additional profit of rupees 50 lakh. You have spent 1 crore. And the incremental profit, that is additional profit that the manufacturer has earned is just 50 lakh. Do you think the advertisement is effective one? Is it an economical one? No. So it adds to cost. Plus, the cost of the product is suppose 30 rupees, isn't it? Plus maybe 20 rupees for distribution channels, different people engaged in the chain of distribution in the form of commission, profit or whatever the name you call, isn't it? Plus 20 rupees as profit. Then to push the products to the customer, you have spent additional expenses of rupees 20 as advertising cost through different channels. What is the cost now? What is the price of the product now? 60 plus 30, 90 rupees. Just imagine, friends, the product cost was 30 rupees, profit was rupees 20. Had it been dispatched or sent to the customers directly, then the manufacturer could have given it at how much? 30 plus 20, profit 20, 30 cost 50 rupees. Now the customer has to pay rupees 90, 40 rupees extra just because of the cost of advertisement and the profits, that is the commission given to the people engaged in the chain of distribution, maybe agent, middleman, wholesaler, retailer, whatever the name you call. Am I correct? So here advertising increases the cost of the product, no doubt, because that's a marketer or the manufacturer or the producer, they never invest from their pocket and they will not sell it at a cheaper rate. Friends, they are there to do the business, they are not there to do social services. It is not a charitable trust, it is business. Business means invest and get return. If there is no return, keep quiet, invest in banks and keep quiet, or other financial institutions. Why to take so much of headache? When you are simply earning by sitting at home, by investing in banks, maybe 5% or 6%, and after investing in the business, after taking so much of strain, you are losing your money or you are incurring losses. Why to take so much of that strain? Keep quiet, be happy, get 5% and be happy in your air conditioned room, isn't it? Why to venture on that? So when the businessman invests, he expects some, that is, percentage of return on the investment made by him. So here the point is, when you spend anything on the product, that will be recovered. Even the AC of the, that is, retail outlets, isn't it? When you enter a mall, there will be air condition, you will be pleased to enter, you will be very happy. Then they will give a juice also. If you, some shops, there are some shops which will offer you a juice in hot seasons, maybe coffee during rainy season or winter season, isn't it? Such arrangements are there. Do you think they are giving you at free of cost? No. When you purchase jewelry, they will give some compliments, maybe pearls and all these things, isn't it? Do you think it is given at free of cost? No, friends. It is just to attract the customers. Just to attract the customers. They may spend 50 rupees on the compliment, they may charge 100 rupees on you. They may recover 100 rupees from you. So such compliments are not given at free of cost. Remember, the AC that the employees or the owner of the shop enjoys is at the cost of the customers and not from their pocket. That will be debited to the business expense and not to the personal expense of the ownership, friends. So you have to make sure that when anything is spent by the businessman on the product, it will be added to the cost of the product. So the cost of the product will increase because of advertising. But counter argument is there that though the expenses are made on the advertisement, if the product is very good and if it reaches the customer and customer gets maximum satisfaction from the product, and by increased sales, if the cost of production comes down, you know it very well that when the volume of production increases, the economies of scale will come into picture. The cost of production will come down. Am I correct? For cooking 1 kg of rice and for cooking 100 kgs of rice, the steam cost will decrease when you cook 100 kgs of rice, because the time taken will be same. When the time to boil the water, that is the additional, that is steam you need. Otherwise the time of that is boiling remains same, isn't it? So cost of steam will come down when you increase the quantity of rice. In the same way, in case of production, when you increase the sales, when after giving mass advertisement, everyone will come to know that this product is available, which is very useful to the society. Everyone starts buying, sales increases, volume of production increases, the cost of production comes down. Don't you think that is beneficial to the customer? After sales, after increased sales, the cost of production has come down to 20 instead of 30. Don't you think the production cost has come down? Yes, it is. Don't you think this is the benefit to the customer? Yes, of course. So, that is also there, we have to see how much that is cost of production has come down, how much volume of sales has increased. That is also very important. That should be taken into consideration. We should not conclude simply that it increases the cost of the product. Maybe increase the cost of product, no doubt. But in the meantime, the cost of production comes down because of the increased sales due to economies of scale. So that is the first point. Second one, undermines social values. Undermines social values. Of course, can you see some advertisements with your parents? Especially in case of shampoo or soaps rather. 75% of the body part will be displayed. Especially in soaps, we feel that gents mostly feel that soaps are used only by the ladies, because in most of 90% of the soap advertisement you can see the picture of a lady rather than a gents, isn't it? Rather than a guy. Am I correct? Do you think gents, they never take bath? They also take bath. They also use soap. But why it is? Because by seeing that, the customer gets attracted. They'll feel like, yes, of course, if we use that soap, we will become like that celebrity. After using that soap, we may become something else, maybe like there's a demon, isn't it? That's a different issue. But still, we get attracted because of, and undermine social values in the sense, minimum dress, isn't it? And vulgar advertisements, which cannot be seen. So such advertisements when displayed, parents and children, they cannot sit together and they cannot see that. So it undermines the social values, the deep culture, that's deep rooted culture, that is totally will be removed by the advertisements. They never mind about the social values and the societal, that is a deep rooted culture in the society. So advertisements, they undermine social values, isn't it? If you go to Uttar Pradesh or Bihar, there you can see a different culture. Like dad is sitting and watching the TV, son will not enter the room. He will not enter the room. If son is watching the TV and dad enters, son will go out. And dad will change the channel and he will see the advertisement. That's television. He will watch the television. So, and if you go to someone's house as guest, all the juniors will touch your feet. And you have to touch the feet of all your elders in that house. So that is the culture. Can you undermine this? No, isn't it? So this is what the social values are not valued by the advertisers or the producers. They are only concerned about the sale of the product. They never bother about the culture or deep rooted culture or social, that is values of the society. But ethical advertisements are very good. Some advertisements, they have good moral values, isn't it? If you see the advertisement of Lifebuoy, they are saying now, isn't it? You can use any soap. They are not saying that buy our Lifebuoy soap only. They will say you can use any soap that will remove the germs in your hands. But we do have Lifebuoy, one soap, that's Lifebuoy, or that's a liquid, isn't it? So they are saying like that. So that is such advertisements that grabs the attention of the customers, and mostly they will go for a deal, go for a purchase deal. So that is the second point. Third one, confuses the buyers. Of course, confuses the buyers. In case of kids, you can see number of potato wafers, chips. You can see a number of that is brands, isn't it? And size, 5 rupees, this much big size of the, that is a package. If you open it, it will it gets opened like this, then 4 or 3 chips inside, that's all. And at 5 rupees, how much they can offer, isn't it? That is the reality. So we have to. And when the kid goes to a shop, the kid gets confused. Kid has decided to buy this, and it was very adamant to buy Uncle Chips, suppose, or Lay's for that matter. After entering the shop, there are a number of different brands. Bingo, Happy Noodles, Kurkure, this, that and everything, isn't it? The kid will totally gets confused, and whatever you give the kid, it will accept later. So advertisement confuses the buyers. Mostly when the small children, they watch the television, isn't it? They will decide, they will say, I want this. Just by seeing the advertisement, they will say, I want this. Next day, while entering the shop, they remember it properly, and they will become adamant to buy that particular product which has seen in the advertisement. So when the child observes, boost is the secret of my energy, boost is the secret of our energy, that Virat and one small boy comes, isn't it? Then next comes Complan, I am a Complan boy, isn't it? The child gets confused. Horlicks comes, isn't it? Then Bournvita comes. Everywhere, everyone claims that this is the best one. We have this, we have that in that product, minerals, this, that and everything. Then what you will do? Which one will you buy? Isn't it? You have to buy each one of them, and you have to taste, and then you have to decide which one is the best, and you have to stick on to that. That is the only solution. Pediasure, isn't it? Many things are there. Many things are there. So you have to select your brand, and then you have to go for that. You have to continuously buy that particular product. So when many advertisements are there of the same shampoo, a number of advertisements from different companies. See the gold, isn't it? Artiga Gold Company, SDJ something Gold Company, then Akshaya Gold Palace Gold Company, isn't it? Many are there. Everyone speaks as if they give gold at free of cost, isn't it? We feel like that. Come to our shop, we will give you. What they will give you? They will buy your gold and they will give the amount, that's all. Everyone will do that. Even if you sell locally, they also will pay. Don't you think so? They will also pay. Yes. So it confuses the buyers, advertising, but though advertising confuses the buyers, it will give different options to the customers. That is the best part. See, counter argument is that even though the advertisement confuses the buyers, it informs about the varieties available in the market. The customer can do an informed deal. Informed decision can be taken by the customers. By seeing the advertisement, he will come to know these much of brands are available in the market. Potato chips, maybe there are 20 brands. You will come to know about 20 brands by seeing the advertisement. If there are no advertisements, then you will stick on to only one brand, maybe or 2 brands, that's all. So though it confuses, it will inform about the availability of the product, and customer can go for the wide varieties, and they can choose the best of the product, and they can conclude an informed decision, isn't it? So that is what the third point is. Fourth one, encourages sale of inferior products. Encourages sale of inferior products. Inferior means substandard goods, isn't it? Low quality. Of course, by seeing the advertisement, you will go to shop, you will buy it, and after using it, you will get frustrated. Shampoo you have bought, you have used for 2 days, and they claimed that your hair will grow long and thick, no dandruff, nothing. isn't it? After using for 2 days, there will be there is a blank space on your head, isn't it? Hair fall increases, dandruff increases. How do you feel then? Isn't it? So, by seeing the advertisement, you have rushed to the shop, you have bought it, you have used it. Now, you have lost your hair, which will not come again, which will not grow ever. Isn't it? Do you think that is good? No, this is another, that is weakness of advertisement. That is, it encourages to buy inferior goods, substandard goods, because we cannot. Have you ever seen any advertiser has claimed that our goods are not good? Have you ever seen someone saying our shampoo, see, this is our shampoo, we have manufactured it, this has these benefits, but it has these problems also. When you use continuously, your hair will fall, isn't it? Have you ever seen any advertisement saying that our product is not good? Everyone says that our product is the best one. No one says our product is, there is a middle range product or inferior quality product. If anyone claims that our product is not good, do you think the people are fool to buy it? No. So they know it very well that if we say the minus side of the product, then no one will buy our product. So what they will do? They will say the best features of the product only by neglecting there is a dark side of the product. Take the case of this Nestle company, Maggi noodles. Lakhs of kgs of Maggi noodles have been burnt into ashes. Am I correct? Because there was an objection that that is a content which is not good for human health is more in that. Am I correct? Some years ago. And the share price has come down to such an extent that now it is around 16,000 odd, but during that time it has slashed down to 5,000, 4,000 from 10,000. Just imagine, isn't it? So, but Maggi noodles, that's a Nestle company, it has won the case because the government which has raised objections that it is more, that content is more, some glutamate something, isn't it? They never define how much should be there in the product. What is that? That is a normal quantity that can be added to the product. It was not defined anywhere. So they won in the case, isn't it? Now, encourages sale of inferior goods. No doubt that Nestle company, it is the best company actually, A group company, isn't it? And share prices very high and branded one. The products always have steady demand. Yes, coming to the next point, some advertisements are bad in taste, are in bad taste. Advertisements are bad in taste. What do you mean by bad in taste? That is, the advertisements are not good at all. The copy drafted is not that good. Isn't it? Or the advertisement content is not good. It is not properly drafted. The customers, they get annoyed by seeing the advertisement sometimes. And sometimes, take the case of that is scent, perfume, isn't it? Perfume. You can see some guy is having that is a perfume bottle in his hand. Just by smelling it, a woman runs behind him. You might have seen, isn't it? Yes. Is it good? Do you think it is good? No. By seeing that advertisement, people will feel like, yes, if I have it, someone will come behind me, maybe dogs may come behind them, isn't it? So, is there any meaning for that? That is what bad in taste. They are not having any that is sense of that is a judgment or any ethics in that advertisement. So, you should make sure that the advertisement should be given in such a way that it gives some message to the public rather than confusing them. Our conclusion is, though advertisements are criticized on these grounds, that is adds to cost, undermines social values, confuses the buyers, encourages the purchase of inferior products, or advertisements are bad in taste, still for a developing economy like India, advertising is very much required, because awareness should be created among the people, and even the product should be sold only because of, can be sold only because of advertisement. You have to inform the public about availability of the product. If someone is not aware that something is available in the market, how he will buy? How he will come to know regarding availability? So, the advertisements are very helpful, and even the advertising industry, it gives employment opportunities to a large number of people, huge people, isn't it? Many people are there in that is media, advertising, drafting, and that is editing and all these things, isn't it? And even there's a press advertisement, they helps the press also. You are getting newspaper at 3 or 4 rupees, friends. Why it is? It is because advertisements are there. The press can earn through advertisement, so that the newspaper can be provided at rupees 3 or 4. Otherwise, the cost would have been maybe 40 or 50 rupees per newspaper. Matrimonials, isn't it? You might have seen this matrimony, that matrimony, isn't it? Or rentals, sale, accommodation, or city seconds, that is second-hand items sale. What are these? These are nothing but advertisements, friends, isn't it? Or expressing that is gratitude to person who has won in the election, maybe panchayat election, municipality election, or Zilla panchayat election, isn't it? And colleges, they give advertisements, distinction students of our institution, rank holders, isn't it? All these are advertisements, friends. For giving one page of advertisement, not less than 50 to 1 lakh rupees should be spent by the sponsorer. In the front page, it is more if you have to, if you want to advertise on the front page. It's very high, it's costly, very costly. Last page also costly, but lower than the front page. Then middle page, there will be more discount, and it will be collected, money will be collected on the basis of the square inch, that is place space on the newspaper. Because of that, they collect a lot of money from advertising. As they collect a lot of money from advertisement, they are in a position to provide you newspaper at rupees 3 or 4. Otherwise, it is not possible for them to provide you newspaper at 3 or 4, rupees 3 or 4. Clear? So, advertisements, they make that is a press industry to survive. If advertisements are not there, press industries cannot survive. Will you buy, if a newspaper is costing rupees 50, will you buy? Tell me. Every day 50 rupees, 1500 per month. Will you buy? No, isn't it? Only a few people will buy. Then what happens? When sales declines, again the cost increases. Maybe from 50 rupees, it may increase to 75 rupees. Then some more may quit, isn't it? 75 rupees is costly. 50, okay, fine. Isn't it? They may say like that. Ultimately, industry will collapse itself. So for that reason, friends, advertisements are, though they have some weakness, but still they are good for the society. Advertisements are good for the society because they give a lot of information to the society. They will inform about the that is the introduction of a new product in the market, isn't it? So there are many benefits. So let us make the advertisement as the beneficial one. Now let us move on to the next, that is promotional tool, personal selling. Personal selling, we call it as salesmanship. We will take up this topic in the next class. Take down assignment question. Mention the demerits of advertising. Mention the demerits or limitations of advertising. Limitations of advertising. Submit assignment on time. Thank you for watching.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.